Good morning everyone, it's Amy, and I thought that I would just come and show you some of the craft storage ideas that I've made, all out of recycled projects or parcels. And I saw a lot of people storing with these little pill keepers from the dollar store, and so I went ahead and I just I glued that in. I just carved a hole in some styrofoam. I have 3 layers of the craft foam here. The styrofoam, I think it's made by Elmer's, and then I just covered it with aluminum foil tape, and then I painted it and used distress paints on it, or some black paint, and distressed it and wiped it back off. Underneath of the aluminum foil I put different puzzle piece and a flower and just all sorts of things, and that just gives it some texture. And I used alcohol inks on here to give it some color, some purple and some blue. On the base, to make it sturdy and strong, I just attached a piece of molding that was left over, and so that makes it good and strong. And so that holds 10 of those, and I can keep all of my small charms. I keep my brads in another one. I have 3 of these, and enough to make 1 more. And I just used, these were just boxes that I got packages in, and so I just covered them up, and that's how that one turned out. So the next one that I made, this box might look a little bit familiar. This is the paper. I got this box from Marisol, and these boxes perfectly fit 5 of these little bead caddies, and I got these bead caddies at my dollar store, and this just perfectly fits. Again, I used that foam to make all of the shelves, and then this one's not covered yet. It's not decorated at all, but that is just a priority mailbox that I received my parcel from Marisol in, and so I have 5 of these, I think, and that works really nice for my beads. I like small compartments to keep everything separate. And this is a Whitman sampler box. I just put feet on the bottom and painted it, aluminum foil tape on the sides. I did put the aluminum foil tape on some cardstock and then put it through my Big Shot with a texture plate, and got these textures on the side. On the top I just covered it with different little things and then painted over it, and I used this to keep some receipts in, paperwork for my craft room. And then this one is just a card box. I just covered the card box and painted it, and these corners came off of a desk calendar. Put some little edging on there, some butterflies, and this is what I use to hold my silicone molds. And then I bought this book at a secondhand store, and inside it had, it was to hold pictures, and it had all of these black, perfect size to hold your embossing folders. And so it holds 8 pages or 16 embossing folders, and then it's full. So I wound up with, this whole thing was full of these black little holders, and so what I did was I took the extras and I just made my own. I used the book to copy, and I just made my own, and inside I recycled a Monopoly board. It was just the perfect thickness. You know, it's really nice and sturdy. So I had enough to make, I don't even know, probably about 10 or 12 of these. I've made up 5 so far, and it just works really perfectly. And probably I could also store my little dies in here, but I already have those stored in another larger book. So, but this works perfect for the embossing folders. It's just the perfect size. And next, a lot like the first one, I got these little containers from our Dollar General. You get like 8 of them for $1. And I use these to hold a lot of my charms and my little tiny knickknacks so that I can keep things, or little tiny embellishments, so that I can keep things all separate. Again, I put a board on the bottom and covered that just like everything else. That makes it really heavy so that it's not going to tip over. And then I used, again, the foam core board here for each of the shelves. This is really quite sturdy, and it works really well for these shelves. These are my tiny flatback pearls, and again, it's from the Dollar Tree, the little containers from the Dollar Tree. And again, 3 layers of the foam core board, a board on the bottom to keep it sturdy so it doesn't tip over, and then it's got little things underneath on the side. Now this one is got all of the aluminum tape on it, but has not been painted or alcohol inked yet. So this is what it starts out like, and then I put the alcohol ink and the paint on it to give it the colors I want. And next, I'm sure everybody knows what this is, a Pringles can. And I got these little round containers at my Dollar General. And so I use this to hold my little bit bigger embellishments that I want to keep together. And I just cut some round circles of foam core, put some chipboard in here, cut it just the length of between these 2 boards, and rounded it around there and glued it in. And then I've held the round pieces in with rubber bands while I was waiting for it to dry. Now this hasn't been decorated yet again, but it will be decorated. And so I've made a couple of these, and they do hold those nicely. Just something, you know, pretty. I like the different colors that you get with these things. And then here we have, this was an old juice bottle, and I just covered it with modeling paste and lace, flowers. I used my sprays to color it, and just made some little chain there to go on it, and a little bow there in the front. And I got a little bit impatient, and it started to melt as I was trying to dry things with my heat gun. So I just made sure that when it melted, I pressed down on it really hard so that it was nice and flat, because that's what I use to hold my glue upside down. Especially with your tacky glues, they're so thick. If you set them right side up, they just, you know, it takes forever to get the glue to come back down again. And so I saw this on a YouTube video where someone had used something like this to make a glue holder. Works perfect, and it sits on your desk, looks pretty, and it works just perfectly. Then with scraps that I had from my workshop, because I do woodworking also, I made this scissor holder. And I got these scissors. I got a whole set of them. I have material scissors, and then I have my mixed media scissors. And my daughter, when she came over, said, well, why are you bothering to do that? Just put them in a cup. But when you put them in a cup, they just fall every which way. This is very thin. It sits right on my desk, and it's not very wide at all. Sits right at the back of my desk and holds my scissors. I did put lace on my material scissors so that everyone would know these are material scissors, don't touch them for anything else. And then this was just some little pieces of board that I put across with the right width to fit my scissors in. And then I had a flat piece of glue on that I just cut to the shape of the scissors and put a piece of that on each side. And then I painted it and decorated it. And that's what I used to hold my scissors. Excuse me. And then my final piece, again with just 4 boards, 1, 2, 3, 4. I drilled a hole in the top to hold my heat gun, put a little cradle for my ATG gun holder. Drilled another little hole and put a cup in there to hold my glue sticks. On the side I have a hook that holds my rotary cutter. I attached down my glue gun and put some tile on the bottom just for the heat purposes. And then this is just a glue pot where you can melt hot glue if you want to dip things into your hot glue when you're gluing. And but I had these things all over my desk and they were just making a mess. I have like wound up all of my cords right now, but all the cords just hang off the end, come right down under my desk and plug in, and then everything's there and ready to go when I want to use it. I just grab a hold of it, use it, and put it back. So, and again, this one's not painted or anything yet, but that just takes up this much space on my desk, 3 inches. 3 inches by about 18 inches maybe. And it holds all of those items. So just scrap boards, those are even scrap tiles, and so that's one of my most prized possessions because it freed up so much space on my desk. And then the final thing I did, because I am so like everything separated, I got this box at a dollar store. And they only had 3 of them, so I got 3 of them. They have little magnetic openings. But what I did was inside I put dividers, and so that I can keep all of my flat metal embellishments all separate in different compartments, so that when I open it up and I go to look, there they are and I can see what I have. So this one, I just made the inside. The box came the way that it was. I just had to like open it up and glue it together. But I ran out of space in the 3 boxes that I bought, so the Monopoly board that I used, this is the Monopoly box. I just covered it with paper. I haven't decorated it yet. I'm just starting this one. But I put a hinge on the back, and I'm going to put the same dividers in here so that I have more space to hold my flat embellishments. So these are some of the things that I made, and I really hope that you liked them. So I like them. I think it's nice to be able to make something pretty to hold your embellishments and your different things, your products that you're using all the time, so that your desk doesn't look maybe so messy, because my desk is always messy, so this just helps a little bit. But I really appreciate you watching. Thank you very much, and I hope you got some good ideas. Everyone, thank you for watching and have an outstanding day. Goodbye.